So now we're gonna continue to these questions are a bit more difficult. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask. If if I have more work for you, should I send it through your mother's phone or is your phone fine now?
You can send it to my mom's phone, please. I will
Okay,
let you know when my phone is fine.
okay, thank you. So we're gonna focus on wave pattern Q. They want us to find the frequency and the speed of the wave. So do you still remember those formulas that I showed you?
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so it would be really nice for you to have them near you. Or should I send this? Should I send a picture of this to your mom's phone? So
Yes,
if you wanna
please.
practice, you can have something to use. So let me just send that now. So we're gonna focus on wave Q, the the dashed line, and we're gonna try to get its frequency and its speed. So from the formula that I showed you, you remember that frequency is equal to 1 over the period. You remember this equation?
Yes.
Okay, so when you're in an exam situation and they will give you a question which is like a 3-mark question and they want you to calculate the frequency, the very first thing you must do is write down your formula. So when you're writing your test, just for writing down this formula in science, it's gonna give you 1 mark. And then we're gonna substitute now. So you're gonna have our frequency is equal to 1 over, and we go back to our graph where we know where we discuss that our period is 1.5 seconds, right? And we're gonna divide that by 1.5. And our frequency is gonna be 1 over 1.5. That's gonna give us 0.67. So this is gonna be a mark, and the substitution is also gonna be a mark. And if you write your answer like this without this, you lose a mark. But for writing your answer with its units, that's also gonna be a mark. So I don't think I don't think I introduced you to the SI units that you're gonna use. So in this situation, we're gonna use, I think, only 3 units. You're gonna use meters as indicated here when we're finding our amplitude. You're gonna use hertz, which is this one, which is also known as, I don't know whether your teacher writes hertz or the right per second?
The right has.
Okay, so you're gonna use hertz, you're gonna use meters per second, and you're gonna use seconds. So now that we found our frequency, we're gonna have to find the speed of the wave. So you remember from Thursday's formula sheet, I showed you that the speed is equal to, do you remember the formula?
Yes.
So in this situation, you can use the period, the speed is equal to wavelength divided by period formula. But since you have your frequency, you don't have to use the period formula. You understand that?
Yes.
So you can just say speed is equal to your wavelength multiplied by your frequency. And we're gonna go up here and see that our wavelength is indicated in meters. So we're gonna have to divide it by 1,000 to change it to, sorry, it's indicated in millimeters. We're gonna have to change it to meters. So we're gonna
Excuse
have,
me.
sorry, we have
Why
our,
couldn't
sorry,
why couldn't we say distance over time
you
to
can
get
say
the
distance.
speed?
Yeah, you can say distance over time, but here it's a wave. We're not gonna say distance over time. We're gonna say wavelength divided by period.
Okay. Okay.
So okay, how about I do this? I use the wavelength and period, and I'm gonna use the wavelength and frequency first, and then I'm gonna use the wavelength and period afterwards, just to see if we get the same answer. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna say 100, and we're gonna divide it by 1,000. So, and we're gonna multiply it by our frequency, which is 0.67. So let me say, so we're gonna get our speed as 0.067. And now for our speed, the units we're gonna use is meters per second. And I want you to also remember one thing. Here we're gonna always use 2 decimal places, even though like here I used 3 decimal places, but when we're gonna do our calculations, our final answers are always supposed to be in 2 decimal places. So let's say you get your answer, and then if you want to leave it in this form, you're gonna have to say v is equal to 0.07 meters per second. But what I usually do, I write I write everything down, and I have a concluding statement where I say the speed of the wave is 0.07 meters per second, And let's say here I get the frequency and I write the concluding statement. The speed of therefore the frequency of the wave is 0.67 hertz. It just depends on whether you have the time to write the concluding statement or not. If you don't think that you have the time, you just write your answer and you convert it to two decimal places. You don't have to write your concluding statement. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so this is basically it for this question. You can ask me any questions you have regarding it, and maybe I'll send you another one just for like additional practice if you have to do on your own time. Maybe I can send you this one so you can do it on your own time. Is that fine? And then you can
Yes.
present it to me. Okay, if you
Yes.
have
First.
okay, so if you have issues with it and you want to discuss them instantly, you can text me on WhatsApp. But if you're willing
Okay.
to wait for Thursday, we can wait for Thursday.